gentlemen, we're finally here. It's been a long month, chock full of bullets, explosions, and more trips to British Columbia than I care to count, but we're finally here at the end of Marine Month. And if we're gonna wrap this thing up, we're going out with a bang. What's that? There's no explosions in this movie? Like at all? I don't get to use a little counter at the bottom of the screen this time? Well, if there's no explosions, what the hell's the point? Our last review of the month is of the Marine 5 Battleground, the movie that brought us the Miztourage. We take one more look at the life of Jake Carter, the world's unluckiest Marine, as he has to fight an extremely photogenic motorcycle gang in one of the most terrifying environments of all, the parking structure of an amusement park that's closed for the season. I suppose now is the time to let you know I've never seen one episode of Sons of Anarchy. If I watched that show, I'm sure I'd be able to make tons of references throughout the course of this review, but I must admit my knowledge of topical biker gang jokes is pretty limited. But hey, I'm still willing to try. Maybe a quick YouTube search will help give me some jumping off points. Let's see here. Okay, here's a compilation video of things that somebody named Jax did. Let's see how that goes. I need to go hug my kids. The film opens up at a biker bar somewhere in Oregon, so a big change from Washington State. We meet some members of the Lost Legion, the villains of this picture. Included in the gang are Heath Slater, Curtis Axel, Naomi, and Bo Dallas, who plays a guy named Alonzo. More like Alonzo, or maybe Bo Lonzo. Slater's character, Cash, is the younger brother of Vincent, the vice president of the gang. As the biker gang does biker gang stuff, back outside, the club president is shot to death by a pair of men in a truck. The rest of the gang runs out and unloads on the truck, then the whole group load up with weapons and chase after them. Elsewhere in town, we see what our old pal Jake Carter is up to. Nowadays, our hero is an EMT, and his partner is there to catch us up, in case we've missed the last couple of films.
Sergeant in the Marines, 2 tours in Afghanistan, and a very short engagement in private security, and now you're an EMT.
God, poor guy just can't find steady work. I hate to see what'll happen by the time we get to the Marine 12. Hey there, Carter. Welcome to your first day at the new job. I've been looking at your resume, and I gotta say I'm pretty impressed. It says here you served in the Marines, a decorated war hero, you saved your hometown from extremists, and you worked for a private security firm, then as an EMT, a police officer, a club bouncer, veterinarian, spin instructor, owner of an Asian fusion restaurant, president of a local ballroom dance club, president of the United States, an exotic masseuse. Really? In that order? Okay. A professional wrestler? Well, we can forgive you for that one. And now you're here. Welcome to Scrappy's Dog Groomers. So grab a sponge and get out there, champ. On their first call of the night, they come upon a woman named Anna, who somehow managed to get her and her car pinned down by a bunch of bricks. That woman is played by none other than Maurice.
Just gonna put this car jack underneath the steering column. It'll release some pressure off your legs, okay?
Going against his partner's orders, Jake manages to rescue Anna in the nick of time and gives her chest compressions. Very interesting role-playing going on here by the It couple.
Jake, she's gone.
Wait, what? She's dead?
She died!
That's it? That's all we get to see of her in this movie? But look at the cover. Look how prominently she's featured in the damn thing. She's posing next to the biker gang. I figured she'd be part of the gang or something, but nope. She just shows up and dies. I thought Summer Rae had a shit gig. Later, Jake and his partner Zoe respond to a call at the parking garage of a local theme park that's closed for the season. Down to the very bottom of the structure, they discover the truck with the 2 men who were involved with the shooting. The passenger, Taylor, has died from his wounds, while the driver, Cole, is hurt but alive.
Look, we were just rolling through the wrong hood, and some gang came and cut us up.
You just happened to be holding a gun for your own protection. Didn't do anything, huh?
Pff, that nosy Jake being all judgmental. It's him and Lily all over again. As the crew works to patch up Cole, the bikers are hot in their trail.
Let's check the theme park!
It is kind of a coincidence you would think to look there, of all places. Jake goes back up to the ambulance to get more supplies, but sees that the bikers are scoping it out and are looking for blood.
Murphy, you cover the stairs. Deacon, mount up!
You're just gonna hold that pose the entire time? Okay. Jake alerts Zoe and Cole the bikers are on their way down as they hop into the truck and try to evade the bullets coming their way. Rather than, I don't know, taking their chances and hauling ass out of the parking lot, they stop the truck and hide somewhere else inside the structure. Turns out it's surprisingly easy to give these bikers the slip. Why even bother going anywhere else? Just hide behind there for a few more minutes and they'll just go away like those cops in GTA. Oh, wait a minute. There's a biker gang in GTA. I know about those guys.
Fucking shit!
Oh, God, why would you want that life? Our heroes try and buy time as they know dispatch will eventually call for police backup if they don't respond to their radio calls. While Alonzo has Jake and company trapped below, he has Deacon, played by Axel, to go out and knock out a nearby cell tower to prevent them from calling the police themselves, meaning that these guys have a weaker signal in the middle of the city than Olivia did in the middle of the woods in Marine 4. And that night, hundreds of people were no longer able to play Candy Crush. Alonzo realizes the cops will be called down soon, so he tells Deacon and Murphy, played by Naomi, to flush the EMTs out.
Just a medic. You don't have to do this.
I said, show me your hand.
Well, that's one way for her to feel the glow. Maybe taste it too. But Murphy no-sells the thousands of volts to her heart and engages in a knifey-handy fight with Jake. And if you've been paying attention these last couple of movies, well, you'll know it doesn't end well for her. Looks like she's gonna need a medic. Wait, Zoe gets Cole to safety elsewhere in the parking lot, but she's soon chased by Deacon. Oh, damn it, I dropped it. Hold on. One thing I can't get over in this movie is just how clearly everyone's able to communicate in this parking structure without the need for radios or microphones. I know that an empty parking lot can be kind of like a cave, but this thing is massive. They're able to chat with each other with at least 3 floors of separation with no problem.
And we ain't leaving neither. Not till you give me that clown you got hiding down there. Hey, Jordan!
Stop! Don't shoot!
I got more men and more guns coming! And we're gonna sweep every inch of this place until we find you!
Anyway, Alonzo gets Zoe to call off the police. Then he shows that radio a thing or two. Zoe threatens to kill her if Jake doesn't produce the guy who killed Rodrigo, but he's only looking for 1 man instead of 2. With that, Jake disguises the corpse of Cole's friend, establishes some nice mood lighting, and offers proof that the target is dead in exchange for Zoe's freedom. The baddie starts to ride off, but swerve! In a film franchise where everyone has the worst accuracy, it's amazing to see such a perfect shot with that kind of gun from that far away. I mean, really, has Bo been a secret Marine this whole time? Alonzo meets up with Vincent, who's the new president of the club in the wake of Rodrigo's death. He informs Alonzo that there's 1 more guy to kill, so they call for backup. Meanwhile, Jake tries to make a run for it, but is cut off by Deacon. They have a fight, which includes a pretty cool German suplex on the roof of a van.
The X-Man coming.
Get it? Because his name is Axel! Jake looks to be done, but Cole comes out of nowhere and provides the distraction, allowing Jake to hit the killing blow onto Deacon. Jake drags Cole to the elevator and performs a combat transfusion to keep him from going into cardiac arrest.
It's a combat transfusion. I'm all positive it's safe.
Gosh, is there anything this Marine can't do? In this scene, we learn that Cole and his friend killed the biker gang leader because they owed a debt to someone in prison, and that they themselves never belonged to a gang. Well, that sure makes this DVD cover look awful silly. I mean, look at the bottom. It says 1 Marine, 2 gangs, 1 long night. Now we find out one side isn't even a gang unless you count 2 people as a gang, which no. And hey, there's only one-man gang out there, and Cole ain't it. Meanwhile, the bikers return to the parking lot and oh my God, do you really need that many guns for 1 guy? The bikers pin Jake and Cole down in the elevator. While Alonzo tries to get inside through the door, a generic gang member tries to enter from above. Yet another fight ensues. You know what I find interesting? How is it that all these guys are really good fighters? How are they giving this Marine such a hard time every fight? I just kind of assumed that most bikers had sloppy and one-dimensional brawling styles, but these guys can sure go against, oh never mind, he got his head blown off. Our heroes get the power back up and running to the elevator and finally make it to level 2, the amusement park stage. Jake leads some of the bikers on a wild goose chase to find him when another non-wrestler in the movie gets jumped.
This is Gunner.
I'm dead. Jarhead just killed me. He's taking all my guns.
As the gang stews over Jake's killing prowess, the Marine gets power back onto the park, because I guess he thinks bikers are distracted by fun music and bright lights. Seriously though, wouldn't it be nice if at least some of the bikers were like, hey man, killing can wait, there's no line at the Ferris wheel! As Cole tries to make his way out of the park, and as this movie makes it very obvious that it's being filmed in Canada, Jake gets into a gunfight with the remaining bikers.
Got him, man. It's fucking done.
Yes, Heath, you got him. You did it all by yourself. You might even say, You were a one-man band. Baby. Alonzo tracks down Cole and demands to know who put him up to the hit.
Him. It was him. He made me do it.
Step aside, Alonzo.
What you talking about?
He's lying.
Vincent reveals he had Rodrigo killed because he felt he was bringing the club down with his policies. The other members of the club turn on him instantly, including his brother, which... Oh no. Oh God, no. Don't do it, Cash. He's your brother. Don't do it. No! Who knew that belonging to a club with men who share a love of motorcycles and leather jackets could come with such a heavy prize? Alonzo tells Cole that he's next, but let's wait an extra long time to kill him so Jake can recover.
Is that cops? It's him.
Wait, I said give him enough time to recover, not make things a little bit less unfair for the baddies. It takes less than a minute of screen time from when Jake begins to slowly get up from his injury to make it all the way back to the parking lot to grab the ambulance and make his way back into the park to save Cole. Is he the Marine or the Flash? Jake kills the last remaining baddie not under a WWE contract and gets Cole into the ambulance. Cash manages to jump inside, but Cole saves himself with a dangling strap and a well-timed turn to the left. Come on, man, he had kids. He needed that job. The guys aren't out of the woods yet, though, as Alonzo is on the chase and the ambulance dies. They make their way into a place that's under construction as Jake continues to look for a cell signal.
Really?
Both Jake and Alonzo run out of bullets and are forced to resort to hand-to-hand, which, in a bit of a shocker, Alonzo wins in dominant fashion. Alonzo has Cole cornered once again, and you would think after all these close calls, he'd stop dicking around and just get the job done already. Ow! I'm bow leading! Jake intentionally severs Alonzo's femoral artery and leaves him to bleed out, but listens to his desperate plea to apply a tourniquet. Jake does so begrudgingly, but psych, Alonzo still wants to kill him. But you know what they say about a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about... The last of the Lost Legion is dead, Cole gets patched up, and Jake saunters off to somewhere as the credits roll, continuing this franchise's rich tradition of really underwhelming final scenes. And that was the Marine 5 Battleground. Hell of a lot better of a title than the Marine 5. Where the hell did I park again? I have to admit, after Moving Target left a bad taste in my mouth, I was not expecting this movie to be any better. But son of a bitch, it really delivered. The movie looks better, it's written better, the fighting is better, and the acting is better. It was interesting to see the bulk of the action take place in a single location, the parking structure, though it was confusing at times trying to figure out where everyone was in relation to each other. Though maybe you're supposed to get that vibe. The struggle of Jake trying to keep Cole alive while also fighting his way out of the battle with the biker gang was a great part of the movie. Whereas in Marine 4, it never really felt like Olivia was in that much peril, the tension created with Cole's predicament felt much more palpable, which made for a better viewing experience. I really enjoyed the rapport between The Miz and his co-stars, and speaking of which, I have to give major props to Bo Dallas. Of all the supporting actors who star in this movie, he stands out the most to me as someone who gets it. He's no Neil McDonough, but he shines in this movie as Alonzo. The guy just looks like a movie star here, and I can seriously picture him getting more work after this film. As far as Maurice is concerned, what was the deal with that cameo, man? Well, enough talk, it's time to rank them. Here's where I think the 5 Marine movies stack up. I was going to place the Marine 1 with John Cena as the overall worst until I saw Moving Target. John Triton might be over the top compared to Jake Carter, but in this comparison, it's a good thing. At number 3, it's the Marine 2 with Ted DiBiase. It was a huge shift from what we saw in the first movie and improved on the template in just about every way. At number 2, it's the Marine 3 Homefront. And in my opinion, the best film of the franchise has to be this week's topic, the Marine 5 Battleground. The best balance of storytelling, acting, action, and suspense. Out of all of these films, I highly recommend watching the top 2 in this list. So where do you think the Marine movies rank? Let me know in the comments section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video if you like it, subscribe to Wrestling with Regret, and buy the t-shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com. Well, that's the end of Marine Month, folks. It's been fun and all, but I'm glad to be taking a break from seeing movies with The Miz running around with a gun.